The Business Buzz is brought to you by Cayman Insurance Center, celebrating 46 years in the Cayman Islands, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And also brought to you by Cayman Medical Supplies. Call them at 949-6211.
And now, The Business Buzz, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. This is where we address the business topics that matter. Here's your host, Sabrina Turner.
Good morning, Cayman, and welcome to Radio Cayman's Business Buzz. I'm your host, Sabrina Turner, and this morning I am pleased to put the spotlight, and in studio with us is Miss Norma Ebanks, where we'll put the spotlight on creative fashion and design. She's brought along with her two students from her sewing summer camp, and they are Dior Seymour and Miss Amaya Ebanks, telling us more about this summer camp. And the Business Buzz, again, we want to thank you, our sponsors, Cayman Insurance Center and Cayman Medical Supplies. And I'm here with you every Tuesday and Thursday. Good morning, ladies, and welcome to our show.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
Now, I'm going straight into this because I want to hear all about this sewing camp, Ms. Norma. And give us a sense of the history about creative fashion and design, how it started, and what brought about this whole camp.
Okay, creative fashion and design. Oh,
I want you to come. I want come closer to the mic for me. Pull the mic closer to you, please. Thank you.
Good morning again. Thanks for having me. Creative fashion and design was formed in 2002 by myself and my husband Dale. It has always been a dream to own my own business, as I recognize that I have many talents and I am good at what I do. The main object of creative fashion and design is to offer quality service to a wide sector of Cayman community. We cater for all classes of people. We offer the best quality of service, whether in sale of fabric, alteration, or even making your own outfit for special occasion.
Now, I know you offer rentals as well, bridal rentals. Tell us about that service.
Okay, we have a wide collection of bridal and tuxedo rental. So you can just come in, because everybody now is doing not that big crowd of weddings.
Yes.
So I realize a lot of people don't want to spend that thousands of dollars on a wedding dress. But I can actually get you that $1,000 wedding dress by renting it, which is way, way cheaper.
Mm-hmm. Now, when it comes to window treatments and curtains, including valances, what is available in this regard? Understanding we were in home under the shelter in place, and people looked at their window treatments and think, hey, it's time to get rid of those curtains or change those drapery and valance to enhance a room. Do you offer that service or those products as well?
We do. We have a wide selection of drapery fabric. We also have an interior decorator and spot now. Mm-hmm. So you can just check us out with a home call. We come over, view, see what you have, help you with your colors, and any small furnishing that you have to do.
Now, I understand, and we know that because you have been featured on the Business Buzz a few times before, and sewing is God-given talent to you, and you have not been at all selfish in sharing your knowledge. How has your journey been throughout these years in sharing that knowledge and that talent with others?
My journey through the years, by sharing my talent, I look into it and I say, in life you have to have a job, you also have to have a purpose. And I think sharing my talent is like a purpose. I love to see people smile. I love to see young people look into themselves. A lot of young people on this island have a lot of talent. Mm-hmm. When it come on to heart, you'll be shocked to know. And, I have a lot of people call me, Miss Norma, you teach sewing. And I think, give back. Give back is a satisfaction for me. Mm-hmm. I feel so good when I give back. Because giving back with what God gives to you, I think is that gift, is just that accomplishment that you feel to know that you can share what you have. And that's what I do.
Now, is sewing, the skill of sewing and even learning how to sew, is that a difficult task?
Well, if you don't know, yes, it's difficult for you. But it's not. It's like doing, to me, well, for me, it's like doing anything.
It just comes natural.
It just comes natural. And for people who think they have it, because a lot of people have that hidden talent, they want to do it, but deep back in the head is like, oh my God, I don't know how to.
Doubt.
Yeah. But once you just decide why you want to do it, it just come natural.
Now, for the sake of our listening and viewing audience, where is Creative Fashion and Design located?
Creative Fashion and Design located at Tropical Plaza, Smith Road, Shop 8. That's right across from the prep school.
Now, there is a sewing camp that has started, I think.
Yeah.
Yes. And
Our third week.
Right. And you have brought along 2 of your students. And I'm happy that they're willing to join us this morning to tell us pretty much. I would like to welcome Dior and Amaya Ebanks, who are students in attending this year's summer camp. Individually, I'll ask you this question. What made you decide to get involved in this sewing camp? And introduce yourself, please.
Hi, I'm Dior Seymour, and I had already started sewing from when I was very young. But this camp, I was just really experimenting and seeing if this is really what I wanted to do when I get older, and seeing if it was really something that I actually enjoyed.
Okay. And Miss Amaya Ebanks.
Hi.
What got you interested?
Well, I started sewing when I was younger with my grandma, and my mom showed me this summer camp, and I was like, ooh, yeah, I would like to work on my sewing a little bit more. And it was a really fun idea. I'm happy that I went, and I learned a lot more things.
Okay. What has the experience so far been like for the past, 2, 3 weeks?
3 weeks.
Well, it's been really interesting because, well, I went thinking that all I was going to do is just sew and nothing else. But I ended up going there and making many new friends and that I didn't even know that I would connect with at all, and really involved myself in a lot of different techniques that I could really use and that really helped me.
Good for you. Was it the same experience for you, or yours were a different spin? Let's hear what you have to say.
Yeah, like what she said, I thought it was just going to be sewing and that's it. But I had a lot of fun because the people there, they're really nice. Right. And they make you feel welcomed and everything. And it was just awesome.
So I guess if I want the latest design and dress, I would get more than the basic stitch from the 2 of you right now?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's right. You got believe. They believe. That's confidence. Tell me what you've made so far.
So we've made a mask, we've made a bag, and we have made an essentials bag. We have made a skirt that I'm wearing right now.
You're wearing it?
Yeah, we're both wearing our skirts that we've made.
Oh, nice. Well, we're going to take pictures of that at the end of this and post it on our Facebook page. I'm excited. Yeah.
And what else have we made?
We have.
Is there a vest, jackets? Have you upgraded to that, or nice pillowcases with nice frills?
Oh, I had also made a backpack, and I actually brought it here with me. And it took a long time, but once I just pieced everything together that I knew already,
you can actually hold that up because we got people who are streaming. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. That'd be good to put your hand sanitizers in, your phone case. Well, no, you guys usually walk with that in your hand. But yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I've been using it ever since I've made it.
What have you been doing with interacting with your friends on social media and showing them what you have done to get them inspired in this new craft?
Well, I have a few people that I've talked to about this. Well, not really a few, like one or two. I haven't really talked to many people during this pandemic. Not really.
But have you remained connected by way of your social media? Let's say, I don't know what you all are using. Is it Facebook, WhatsApp, Snapchat, Instagram? See, I'm with it. Or I don't know if you guys are tweeters.
I mostly keep in contact with my friends through Snapchat and Instagram, obviously. And when we took pictures of all of our creations, I always remembered to tag Miss Norma to give her the recognition that she needs. And yeah,
that's great. Now, what would you say to your friends when it comes about the sewing camp? Would you encourage them if they have that hidden talent, probably they didn't know, and hearing and seeing and feeling the energy from you? Obviously, it's fun. What would you tell your friends about this sewing camp?
I would tell them that it's really fun and you have to go because it's awesome and you get to make so many things, and I did so much things I didn't know I could do and that I got to make, and you really should go because it's inspirational and makes you feel like I can do anything.
That's right, and Norma has that way about her.
Yes.
Miss Norma really has.
She pushes you until you get it.
Yes.
yeah.
Just keep it locked to Radio Cayman's Business Buzz for more of the Business Buzz. We will take a break to pay some bills, and when we come back, more on creative fashion and design.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, he hath founded it upon the seas.
Gwendolyn Lily Bush, 1920 to 1999. Miss Gwen was referred to by Colin Panton as the heart of Pan-Carib Agencies, which was dedicated to helping Caymanian seamen get berths with various shipping lines and helping them through the necessary paperwork and processing, from reminding the family what a seaman would need to pack and writing the letters he needed to carry with him, to informing a bereaved family that their father, husband, and son had been lost at sea. Miss Gwen provided tireless service and emotional and moral comfort to Caymanian seamen and their families for almost 3 decades. They were her boys, and over the years, they built her 2 homes. Nearly 400 seamen attended her funeral, and her headstone, provided by the Cayman Islands Seaman, reads, "She was a seafarer at heart."
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Rotary Central supports our National Gallery, now open free to the public, providing access to healing, renewal, and reflection through the arts. An opportunity to visit, to traverse Cayman Memory Lane, heritage, faces, places, voices, fabric, glimpsing a wider dimension of who we are, where we have come from. Join us at the National Gallery. You will see the Island of Women exhibition featuring 26 local artists exploring invaluable contributions that Caymanian women have made to developing Caymanian society. See the remarkable Bendel Heights Acquisition Showcase. Bendel is our Picasso. View salt water in their veins, a new exhibition featuring 45 local artists as they explore Cayman's legendary relationship with the oceans of the world. The National Gallery of the Cayman Islands. 8 exhibitions currently on show between Cayman Brac, Grand Cayman, and virtual tours online. The National Gallery in full compliance with safe distance and health requirements. Book your visit in advance to avoid waiting for entry. Call 945-8111. Rotary Central and the National Gallery of the Cayman Islands, supporting wellness, healing in reflection. Rotary opens opportunities.
For 46 years, our Cayman Insurance Center family has worked to protect your family and your most valuable assets. And we are happy to announce that our offices are now reopened to better serve you. For your added convenience, you can also make payments online or make inquiries by phone or email. Whether you need to get a quote, renew a policy, or file a claim, Cayman Insurance Center is here to protect you and your family. As your family's health is everything, do all that you can to protect it. For your family's safety, social distancing practices are in effect at our offices, and masks should be worn. From our Cayman Insurance Center family to yours, stay safe, stay Cayman strong. For more information, call 949-4657.
Attention parents and guardians. The upcoming school year will begin on August 26. Registrations are ongoing. Any child who's 5 years old by August 31st must be enrolled in an approved educational program, including government, private, or homeschooling. Detailed student registration guidelines and forms are available at the Department of Education Services website at schools.edu.ky or by emailing edu.registration@gov.ky.
You can also visit our Facebook page at Education Cayman.
Come out this Friday night to the South Coast Bar and Grill in Breakers to celebrate the 3rd annual Cayman Night. There will be live entertainment by Rexy Wattler and the Impulse Band, Lammy Seymour, Deja Blue, Kelvin Ebanks, and many more of Cayman's favorite entertainers. Music starts at 9 p.m. until 2 a.m. Come out and enjoy some good old soca, merengue, calypso, and country music. It's the 3rd annual Cayman Night at South Coast Bar and Grill in Breakers, happening this Friday, August 14th, 9 p.m. until 2 a.m. with live entertainment featuring Rexy Wattler and the Impulse Band, Lammy, Deja Blue, Kelvin Ebanks, and many more of Cayman's favorite entertainers. So don't miss this annual event. Admission is by small donation at the gate. Let's celebrate the true Caymanian way. See you all there, happening this Friday, August 14th, 9 p.m. until 2 a.m. at the South Coast Bar and Grill in Breakers, a true Caymanian experience.
Business Buzz with your host, Sabrina Turner. Business Buzz with your host, Sabrina Turner.
Good morning and welcome back to Radio Cayman's Business Buzz as we keep the spotlight shining on creative fashion and design who are in studio with us telling more about their summer camp and their products that they have for sale and services being offered as well. Miss Norma Ebanks, designer, she's in studio and she's brought along with her this morning 2 students from this year's summer camp. That's Deora Seymour and Amaya Ebanks. Now, you say it's on for 3 weeks already, total of a month. Mm-hmm. There's 1 more week remaining. Coming in at the end of this summer camp, are people still allowed to register to join even if they're just hearing about your summer camp for this last week?
Yes, they're allowed. Because even this week we have new student just came on board. So yes, we have 1 more week to go. And yes, you're welcome to join us.
What is the registration process like and the cost to attend your summer camp?
The cost is $150 per week.
Okay. And is there a specific age group?
At first when I started, it was between 10 to 16, but now it's like 8-7.
From that early?
Yeah, from that early.
Now, you do offer sewing classes to adults as well. Can you tell us a little bit more on that?
Yeah, we have an adult sewing class going on. We have beginners, intermediates, and advanced. And that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 6 in the evening till 8.
Now, there's 1 more week remaining for this year's summer camp. Is lunch provided, and what are the hours?
The hours are 9 to 1. Mm-hmm. And we do snack.
Okay.
We don't do lunch, but unfortunately, I realize I'm doing lunch every day.
So they beat you?
Yeah, because there's a restaurant right in the same plaza. So just by smelling the food,
I know what that does.
I end up doing lunch.
Now, both yourself and young ladies, I will allow you to also contribute to this question. What are the current patterns and fabrics that you're seeing most popular today for clothing, accessories? What have you noticed? Is it plaid, stripe, bright colors, neon? I'm a bling bling. I like anything with bling.
Well, today I mostly see people in plaid. Like most girls I see wearing plaid dresses or skirts and neon colors, and some dull maybe or 90s looks.
So we're going back to those here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
What have you noticed?
Well, when I think of like an outfit, I think very like it always when I think it's always very basic, but then when it actually all comes together, when many basic things come together, it's like a whole beautiful outfit, and I feel like we're mostly wearing solid colors, but when we put it all together, we like tend to match make very well on how we're wearing our own clothes.
Accessorize it and just building on it as you go
Yeah.
along. Ms. Norma, would you share the same sentiments?
Yeah, the same. You know, plaid wearing, floral is wearing a lot. The 90s is back.
Right. Now, how did you manage during the shelter in place? I mean, pretty much I was in PJs all day, and it was just which color that meets today.
Okay. Oh my God. Well, you know, I wasn't in PJ because I was still working, making masks.
Okay.
So through the
So
pandemic,
that
I was
brought-
making masks like hundreds of masks per day.
Good for you.
Yeah. Telephone call, like I was definitely making masks.
So, young ladies, how did you cope through all of this shelter in place and still manage to come out and participate when the restrictions were eased and you just went straight into joining this summer camp? But I want to find out from you guys, how have this affected you, if it has been, or how has it allowed you to grow and adjust with the new norm?
Well,
Any one of you can, yeah.
Well, I guess since school is obviously out, I met a lot of new people, just like not even from like this camp, but just from like maybe if it's just walking around in Camana Bay or just going somewhere and saying hi to someone you've never met before. Like if I was in school, I wouldn't have been able to do that at like all, and I probably like wouldn't have gone to this summer camp if I was in school, because then I would have been doing like a lot of other things. I'd just be out and yeah.
You just so you feel that this has allowed you to open up a little bit more and embrace and appreciate being able to come out from the shelter in place and to see and allow more people into your lives.
Exactly.
That's what I'm getting from you.
Yeah.
What has this done for you where your business continuity is concerned, Miss Norma? Has it encouraged you more?
More.
Has it opened your ability to see different things and to be able to be flexible in offering, like you said, you got really busy with masks. That would have
Yes.
never been something you would have thought
Never.
of before.
And even the summer camp is something I wanted to do for years. But then after the pandemic and business was very slow, I'm like, come on, Norma, think. And that was when I said, you know what, let me see what I can think. And that was the summer camp. And I think that was one of the best thing I've ever done.
And obviously from these two students, they appreciate you putting on this camp and the requests that you've gotten from adults as well,
Yeah.
who may have found additional time on their hands to actually see if this is what they really have a passion for.
Because I've been doing the adult class for the last 5 years. But, I mean, 20? I mean, I've never had 20
good for you.
adults
What
at
is
one time.
what is the best fashion advice that you would actually give to beginners? What advice would you give to those persons?
In terms of fashion, in terms of...
And getting into this whole the business or just being a designer into the industry.
Be yourself. Be yourself. Being in the fashion world, there's no trick or treat to it. It's just be yourself. It's just something natural. Fashion is just you. Your fashion, my fashion, it might be two different style, but just be you.
Now, when you see customers come in, is there a specific, let's say, type of fabric that they prefer, or that depends on what type of garment
Style,
they're actually requesting?
The fabric have a lot to do with the style. Because, for example, you come in and you want a maxi dress, you don't expect to use a thick fabric to the maxi dress.
Flowy.
Because maxi dress is something flowy. So it all depends on the style.
Now, how do you keep up to date with the latest trends and like fabrics and fashion? Understanding that everything now has had restrictions. You can't travel as much, but then we've come together by way of Zoom. So how have you changed and adjust where you would be going to shows? How have you made the switch but still keep relevant?
And that's where you come in fashion. There's no restriction in fashion. Is the style, you still wear it. Mass is wearing a lot now. Mix and match, you know. So it's just a research for the latest trend, you know.
Just go with the flow.
Just go with the flow.
Now, what is the best advice overall would you give to aspiring young people who may want to embark and put their foot into this industry?
Well, for the young people, what I realize with the young people, it's a lot. It's a lot on them. They're not dealing with it good at all. The stress of it, the not knowing of it, where to go, you know, what am I doing, what next? And for that, I just try to counsel them, try to help uplift them mentally, physically, and just tell them, like I was talking to my student and I said to them, just art, do what you can do. And like for sewing, I said to them, just don't follow each other, just do you. And if you feel like you want to sew, just sew. Sewing doesn't mean you have to have a machine. It's a needle. It's glue. You can you can get a glue, cut up the fabric, glue it. You know, I saw a student staple it.
Okay.
So it's just be yourself.
I will allow you, Miss Norma, to share your contact information with us. And again, please repeat where Creative Fashion and Design is, and for those persons who may want to register as an adult or may want to get their young ones involved in your last week of sewing camp for this year.
We located at Tropical Plaza, Summit Road. Our number are 949-0034 or 546-6962.
Dior and Amaya, any special words or thanks you would like to leave with our listening and viewing audience this morning? It has been a pleasure. Because yes, just tell them, encourage them. What would you like to say about the camp again? That you'd like to stick with your friends, how important it is, and how much fun you're having.
I had a lot of fun, and if you really like sewing, you really should go because you're gonna do a lot of stuff you thought you couldn't do, and it's really nice.
Thank you.
If you go to this camp and you do meet new people, new friends, stay with them not only in the camp but outside the camp and spend time with them and still hang out, and yeah.
Excellent words. I want to thank you all for joining us this morning and allowing us here on Radio Cayman's Business Buzz to put the spotlight on Creative Fashion and Design and to also be able to promote the sewing camp for this year. Miss Norma, keep up the great works. And young ladies, we will be taking pictures of you. Definitely. I want to be in that because I hope one day I will be able to sport a piece of your design on, be it a knapsack, a cap, or even a skirt. Who to tell? That may be sooner than later. Keep up the great works and never, ever stop believing in yourself. Okay?
Thank you.
Stay tuned for more of Radio Cayman's Business Buzz. After the 8 o'clock news and traffic and weather update, we will be joined by representatives from the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service. Over to you, Susan.
Thank you, Sabrina. And studio time now by Foster's is 7:59.
Need food on the go? Make it both easy and delicious with Bay Market Cafe. With hundreds of daily menu items from Asian wok and fresh pasta to house-made sushi and vegan burgers, you'll find exactly what you're craving. Top your meal off with local kombucha on tap, a freshly squeezed OJ, or fresh green juice available at the coffee and juice bar. Get something for everyone, all from one place.
Bay Market Cafe, located within Foster's Camana Bay. Order online for express pickup in-store at baymarket.ky.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
Your voice, your choice for today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. The National Conservation Council is set to hold its quarterly meeting next week and for the first time on Zoom. Radio Cayman's Shanda Gallego has more.
It's a packed agenda for the NCC as a number of new matters will be on the table, including a flowering plant conservation plan and crown bread conservation plan consultation report. The Savannah Connector ratification is on the agenda, as well as the Turtle Camera and Coral EPF ratification. Council members will also discuss the public education and outreach plan of the Transitioning to a Greener Economy document and the National Economic Reopening Planning. The meeting will be held on August 19th, starting at 2 p.m. via Zoom. The meeting will be broadcast live on television and YouTube by Government Information Services. You're encouraged to submit comments or questions to the Council in advance of the meeting via email to conservationcouncil@gov.ky. Shanda Gallego, Radio Cayman News.
The full agenda can be found at dob.ky or conservation.ky. The Cayman Islands Marketing Professionals Association announces the second annual recipient of its $5,000 scholarship. As Radio Cayman's Dion England reports, the grant is to support local students with an interest in marketing and other related fields.
SIMPA's chair said the nonprofit is proud to support Rosita Rich's educational goals. He said Rosita's drive to succeed, academic performance, and demonstrated commitment to marketing made her application stand out. Having recently completed her associates at the University College of the Cayman Islands, Rosita is pursuing a bachelor's degree in business management, marketing at the University of Surrey. Eventually, Rosita hopes to achieve a master's in business communication and marketing. Ms. Rich said the scholarship will give her the opportunity to study overseas and expand her knowledge and experience, and that the financial foundation that the SIMPA scholarship has to offer will be greatly significant to the start of her career and academic goals. Now in its second year, the SIMPA scholarship was established to help cultivate the next generation of leaders in the marketing industry and related fields. To eliminate any potential for bias, all applications were submitted anonymously to the Scholarship Evaluation Committee for scoring. The 2021 SIMPA scholarship application period will open next year in May. Reporting for Radio Cayman News, I'm Dion Anglin.
Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which will take us out of the newscast. I'm Carsley Fuller from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
BBC News with Jerry Smith. Protests are continuing for a fifth day in Belarus against the disputed re-election of President Alexander Lukashenko and the violent crackdown by the security forces. Women carrying flowers have marched or formed human chains in the capital Minsk and other cities. Belarus's Interior Ministry says about another 700 people were detained on Wednesday. The army in Mozambique is fighting to regain control of a key northern port, Musimba da Praia, seized earlier this week by Islamist militants. The military is reported to have suffered heavy losses, with dozens of soldiers killed and a patrol boat sunk. Nearly 60 jihadists are said to have died. Taiwan is planning to increase its military spending by more than 10% amid growing tensions with China. On Wednesday, Taiwan's cabinet proposed a $15.4 billion hike in spending in January. China's leader Xi Jinping says food waste is shameful and the amount wasted by people in China is shocking, prompting Chinese social video platforms to warn that they'll punish users who are wasting food. In a speech, Mr. Xi said in light of the coronavirus pandemic, China should maintain a sense of crisis when it came to food security. The latest British government figures show that just over 3.5 million European Union citizens have been granted rights to live and work in the UK beyond the end of the current Brexit transition period. Just over 2 million applicants have been given settled status. Nearly 1.5 million others with temporary rights must apply again for settled status once they've lived in Britain for 5 years. 3 Spanish tourists have died and a 4th is missing following a canyoning accident in Switzerland. Police say the 4 men were exploring a gorge on Wednesday in the eastern canton of Sankt Gallen. BBC News.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman for the latest in news and information.
Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Here is a special public service announcement and reminder from the Justice of the Peace Association. JP services for the public in the Government Administration Building are provided on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 9 a.m. to noon in a designated space adjacent to the reception area in GAB. Please look for the designated signage and directions, and also remember to have all documents and identification needed for your transactions. Every precautionary measure has been taken to ensure the public's safety, and members of the public should adhere to the rules and regulations. Please be aware of the following. The kiosk has been fitted with a plexiglass partition. Hand sanitizer will be available. No one can enter the GAB without a mask. Sanitization of the area will be carried out between clients. You must practice social distancing while waiting in line for service. The Justice of the Peace Association, serving the community with humility and integrity.
Wow, looks good. What is that?
Chicken share.
What did you just say to me?
Chicken share.
I am not a chicken
Whoa! I said chicken share. It's from KFC. Bucket of 12 hot wings, 6 pieces of chicken, or 8 tenders. KFC chicken share. Just $12 each.
Oh.
Want some chicken, tenders, or hot wings?
You're sharing your chicken share with me?
The new chicken share from KFC, just $12 each, and it's finger-licking good. Dine at KFC Baytown Plaza, KFC Shedden Road, or KFC at the Strand.
The Weather Report is proudly sponsored by Super Stitch Sewing and Fabric Center, your one-stop household store at 39 Pasador Place, Smith Road. Still offering the best prices in town. Call 949-2833 or go to superstitch.com.ky.
Super Stitch. We are known for our amazing fabrics, top quality tailoring, and dressmaking. But did you know that we also carry trimmings, glitter, sequins, acrylic paints for fabrics and craft, floral wire, glues, markers, foam balls, and assorted ribbons? Yes, we do. You have a do-it-yourself project? Just pop into Super Stitch and see what we have in store for you. There is a craft item for your every need.
My favorite, the beads, glass ones, flat, and even those shell ones.
Super Stitch, your one-stop household store at 39 Pasadora Place, Smith Road, still offering the best prices in town. Call 949-2833 or go to superstitch.com.ky.
A pleasant good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Synopsis indicate light winds and slight seas are also expected as a result of a weak pressure gradient across the Caribbean. Radar images show isolated showers in and around the Cayman area, which are moving towards the west. The National Hurricane Center in Miami, Florida, has issued an advisory for Tropical Depression 11, which at last check was located near 12.9 north, longitude 47.9 west. It's about 1,075 miles east-southeast of the northern Leeward Islands, with a maximum wind speed of 35 miles per hour. The system is moving toward the west-northwest near 15 miles per hour, and the system poses no immediate threat to the Cayman Islands. Now, the forecast for the Cayman Islands for today, calling for partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of morning showers. Temperatures will be in the low 90s. Your winds will be east to northeast at 5 to 10 knots. Seas will be slight to moderate, with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. Forecast for tonight pretty much the same, partly cloudy skies with a 40% chance of nighttime showers, and temperatures will fall to the upper 70s tonight. Your winds will be east at 5 to 10 knots, and seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. Today's high tide will occur this morning at 11:35, low tide this evening at 6:53. Sunset at 6:53 and the sun will rise tomorrow morning at 6:07. And the outlook is calling for a slight increase in the chance of showers and thunder as a tropical wave makes its way across the Western Caribbean from tomorrow. That's the very latest on your weather report.
Superstitch Sewing and Fabric Center was the proud sponsor of the Weather Report, your one-stop shop for all of your household items, craft items, jewelry, beads, and decorations, and much more. Call Superstitch at 949-2833 or email customer care at superstitch.com.ky.
Superstitch. We are known for our amazing fabrics, top quality tailoring, and dressmaking. But did you know that we also carry trimmings, glitter, sequins, acrylic paints for fabrics and craft, floral wire, glues, markers, foam balls, and assorted ribbons? Yes, we do. You have a do-it-yourself project? Just pop into Superstitch and see what we have in store for you. There is a craft item for your every need.
My favorite, the beads, glass ones, flat, and even those shell ones.
Superstitch, your one-stop household store at 39 Pasadora Place, Smith Road. Still offering the best prices in town. Call 949-2833 or go to superstitch.com.ky.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Good morning once again. Let's take a look at traffic. Coming from the east, steady traffic on Shamrock Road and on the Linford Pearson Highway as well. Moderate flow of traffic on Shedden Road, and things looking pretty good on Godfrey Nixon Way and Eastern Avenue. As we look to the Westbury Road in front of the Ritz, traffic is moderate in both directions. And North Sound Road, little steady traffic, but nothing to worry about too much. Coming from the Westbury four-way stop, moderate flow of traffic. That's the very latest on your traffic. Join us again at about 10 minutes after 12 for another look at traffic. Have a good morning and share the road, Cayman Islands.
Our subs made your way with multiple ordering and delivery options. Subway is making it easy for you to enjoy your favorite sandwiches, pizzas, and salads by offering delivery until 10 p.m. from West Bay to Boddentown. $5 delivery fee, no minimum order. Call the Subway location nearest to you or simply WhatsApp your order to 929-4658. You can also order Subway from Let's Eat or the Bento app, or visit our Anderson Square, Centennial Towers, West Shore Center, Industrial Park, East End, Windham, and Countryside Shopping Village. Visit Subway Cayman's Facebook and Instagram page for current store hours. Subway, eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
At Kirk's Home Center, we can make your life much better. We got it all together. We got a great deal in store for you. From cookware to stereos, from power tools to plumbing supplies. Yeah, we got the best goods with the best price and a service to make you smile. Kirk's Home Center, we got a great deal in store for you.
If you are a displaced hospitality and tourism worker or recent high school graduate, the time is now to improve your education and skill set. Get your professional qualifications with the UCCI Hospitality and Tourism Degrees Certification Programs and short-term courses. DOT scholarships are available for qualified Caymanians. Registration deadline is August 28th. Classes starts August 31st. View course schedules and register online at ucci.edu.ky. For more information, email admissions@ucci.edu.ky or call 623-8224. Cayman, this is your time to upskill. Make sure you're ready. DOT scholarships for the UCCI Hospitality and Tourism Certification Program are available for qualified Caymanians.
89.9 Radio Cayman helps you to weather the storm during this hurricane season.
One of the most crucial elements of hurricane preparedness is storm awareness. During the season, it is of utmost importance to pay attention to the latest local weather forecasts, as hurricanes do not suddenly form or strike. There are various methods of advanced notification. Utilizing such may be the difference between a favorable outcome and disaster. Both television and radio serve as excellent mediums with up-to-the-minute storm path information in the wake of a hurricane. Another method of tracking a hurricane may be only arm's length away. Your smartphone or tablet can be your most valuable tool before, during, and after a storm, providing countless numbers of apps with crucial hurricane information. Many apps allow you to track storms with moving radar and satellite imagery, plus offer alerts, current conditions, forecasts, advisories, and even video.
This hurricane preparedness tip was brought to you by your community radio station, Radio Cayman, 89.9 FM.
Business Buzz with your host, Sabrina Turner. Business Buzz with your host, Sabrina Turner.
Good morning and welcome back to Radio Cayman's Business Buzz as we continue with our regular segment with the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service, which is every second Thursday of the month. On this topic today and on our first show back after the shelter in place, our spotlight and topics we'll be discussing is crime prevention tips for businesses. I am pleased to have in studio joining me this morning are my guest, Dust Detective Superintendent Mr. Peter Lansdowne, in charge of criminal investigations, and joining me back, Ms. Jody Ann Powery, Police Media Officer. It's a pleasure to have you back on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for
Welcome.
having us.
So let's hear, update us a little bit, Jody Ann. It's their first time back on the show, and it's been a while.
Yes.
Shelter, the restrictions are now being eased, and we
yes.
applaud you guys.
Well, you know, our community is going back to normal, and it's a slow process, but it's a process nonetheless. And it's been after quite a while, and so
5 months almost.
you know,
4 months.
we're just here today to make sure that people are reminded of the things that they used to do to protect themselves, and also if you didn't know before, inform them of some things that they can do to protect themselves, to protect their businesses, especially as they go back to normal in what is now considered our normal society.
Mm-hmm. Now, so everything has changed, even from for the officers being on the road. You know, with this COVID, this entire pandemic, I'm quite sure how even people in traffic and how they go out and how they engage with persons in the community, I guess sanitizing of the vehicles and all that, everything has somewhat changed.
Yes, and that change is now becoming our norm.
Gotcha.
Yes.
How has it embraced? How has it been embraced?
Well, knock on wood, I think that we have been doing pretty good as a service. I know Mr. Lansdowne would agree. He was very integral in the pandemic and how we carried out our activities, but we haven't had very many incidents in the service, and so I do think that that is a sign that we've been going about our way very carefully.
Okay, good for you, and congratulations to everyone making that possible.
Thank you.
Because it does take the cooperation of everyone. Now, what are some safety tips that you would offer to business? And I'm just going to throw the questions out, and both of you can weigh in on them, of course, that you would offer to business owners, which could make their businesses less of a target. Understanding now that we're hearing some things. I've seen the headlines last night. There was a gas station, the whole 9 yards. We're not going into that incident. We're just looking in general.
Sabrina, can I just say thank you very much for inviting me?
Sure,
Pete
it's a pleasure.
And Jody, thank you for doing this regularly on behalf of the service and everything else.
Thank you.
Just to touch on one thing, I'd like to thank all of our CIPS. We had to change the way we worked significantly through COVID. The guys and the girls just didn't stop. It's been really, really hard work. Certainly from my perspective, my detectives all went back to uniform. We were working 12 hours on, 12 hours off, right the way through COVID. We had contact with thousands and thousands of members of the public, obviously high-risk situations. And as Jody said, fortunately, we came out of it fairly unscathed. The guys have returned to normal business, and that's the unfortunate bit. During the COVID period, I'm pleased to say for the island, our crime rate reduced significantly. Certainly major crime, we've had major reductions. Unfortunately, now we're getting back to normal.
Yeah.
We can see things climbing and getting back to normal. And obviously there's financial hardships out there for everybody.
Yeah.
And it seems as if some people are taking opportunity for acquisitive crime and taking things that they shouldn't be taking. And on that, exactly that, businesses are suffering. We've had a number of business crimes. You touched on the robbery earlier this week, a gas station. Unfortunately, I think we've had 4 or 5 firearms-enabled crimes, which are worrying for us.
Yes.
They're obviously higher risk. We will put every effort into deterring them, detecting them. In fact, we made one arrest this week, a guy in possession of a shotgun. So, you know, we will keep enforcement on, but we need the assistance of the public, the victims, the witnesses. They all need to do their part to help us out. And some of the hints and tips, you'd say, without a shadow of a doubt, CCTV is essential for our crime fighting. If people, businesses in particular, can service and make sure their CCTV is properly placed, it's got superb lighting inside and outside, it helps us after the event. And it is a deterrent as well. If people know it's there, it's a visible deterrent, it does put people off. More importantly, though, you've got your personal security, your doors, your windows, film on windows, stop them being broken, secure locks, deadbolts and locks on doors and windows. Alarms are excellent. They really do. If an alarm goes off, invariably suspects will run. It's attracting attention towards them. We've got a range of tips. We've actually got brochures that are available on our website. Crime prevention officers will distribute them. So there's a range of tips for various types of crime, if that helps as a start.
It does, and we can, because there's only so much ground we can cover in this conversation and for the time that is afforded to us, but by all means we will again allow you to repeat where the information can be obtained from your website throughout this conversation.
Absolutely. So on our website we have a crime prevention page, and on there is a list of crime prevention tips, from safe driving, safe boating, to crime prevention for homes and crime prevention for businesses, personal safety, etc. And you just go on whichever one it is that benefits you or that relates to you, and the information is right there. And, you know, if you have any feedback about the information, if you have any queries, you can send us a feedback or a query through the website as well, through the Submit a Tip or from feedback application.
Now, one of the questions and discussions that I wanted to delve in is the cash management procedures that all businesses should adhere or have some sort of procedure. But understanding during this COVID and this pandemic, we saw an PR in the use of cash. They're trying to lessen that and more go debit, credit card. But still, we find people still having large amount of cash on person or being collected at the tills. What advice would you give with this regard? We're having some sort of management policy in place if you're in a business or just in your home, just accustomed to keeping cash on you.
Yeah, well, obviously we're going to encourage people, if they've got the money, to go out and spend it and revive the economy. Yeah,
yes.
We need to do that. Could I just say that there are risks with the credit card transactions as well. We have had a couple of cases where people have, we think, taken photographs of people's cards, and we would say for businesses, try and do those transactions in a public area, in front-facing view. Don't let inappropriate staff take cards into the back room where to process them. Do it in full view of the public. There nothing will happen. And to stress to the public, there are very few cases of maladministration and crime like that. But when it comes to cash, yeah, please spend it. We would encourage the businesses to have a safe type or a till that gets emptied on a regular basis, and preferably the money goes into the till and can't be reaccessed. So there's obviously got to be a small amount in the float, but regularly take the money out, put it into a safe that cannot be accessed until the security company come and it can be transferred away to the security company. don't do it on a similar routine. Change the routine so people come at different times. Have the safe in out of sight, don't let people see it. It's in the back room, it's out of the way. But again, just visible deterrence. Have open, clear sight lines from the till outside. So if anything is happening in the premises, people outside can see it, and they will call the police.
And just going back to the credit card thing as well, Sabrina, I've noticed more and more businesses having the mobile card readers, where they take the machine to the table and allow the person to do the swipe themselves and put in their codes and all that on their own. I think that is a better way forward, and if we can do that more often, especially in the restaurants where the cards aren't being taken away from your customers, then that would be the best way forward, because protecting your customers is also a way of ensuring that your business thrives.
Okay. You're in tune to Radio Cayman's Business Buzz that is proudly sponsored by Cayman Insurance Centre and Cayman Medical Supplies. In this, our second segment of this morning edition of Radio Cayman's Business Buzz, we are featuring and putting the spotlight on the RCIPS and telling us more about their crime prevention tips as it pertains to businesses. Now, with some persons working remotely, what extra tips would both of you offer to keep in their homes even that much more secure, which you should always been doing, from and protected from burglars?
Touching on the theme that we've already mentioned, cybersecurity is essential. So working from home, I'm almost certain most people won't have the same level of cybersecurity on their IT systems at home that they would have had in their business environment with IT managers and everything else. So be very, very aware. Some of the interactions we've had make you a little bit more vulnerable to hacking and people getting access to your data. So be very aware of that. Working from home, obviously there's the risk of burglaries, but I will stress we have had a massive decrease in burglaries, certainly during the COVID period. I think that's primarily because everyone's been at home. And I'm touch wood that has been our greatest result this year. I think we're down to 85 burglaries this year, which, bearing in mind last year I think we were the lowest number of burglaries in 20 years on the island. In fact, when records have been collected, we're having some great success stopping burglaries, and this year it's gone even lower. But it doesn't mean we're not taking our foot off the pedal. We're still going to go after offenders. We have had a couple of business premises burgled. The argument about burglaries is quite legal and semantics. We've had thefts from yards in premises, and I will stress it's on two occasions. I know it's jet washers, it's expensive electrical machinery that's been left out overnight. And we say, if you have any opportunity, please take it indoors, lock it out of sight. It's all too easy for someone to climb over a fence and pass it over and take something like that. Technically, that's not a burglary. Technically, that's a theft, but we still investigate those and try and catch them.
Yeah, and I think that what is important to mention is that now that we're going back to a level of normalcy, a lot more people are going to work. So they're leaving homes now. So make sure that your house, if it is that you have an employment that you have to be late or you'll be working nights, make sure that your property is properly lit, probably with motion sensors, because that provides an element of surprise as well. Make sure that if you can, you have cameras on your property. Those are the best evidence in the event that you have been victims of crime, unfortunately.
We had a brilliant case this year with a motion detector that transmits to your phone, and the occupant got the messages on their phone, and we responded and we caught the burglars in the act. That would be the ideal way for us if we could do that.
And not everybody can afford that, but cameras are now becoming more and more accessible and affordable. And so if it is that you're able to do that, you're able to put alarm system on your home or your business, then please absolutely take the opportunity to do that and use the decals from the security systems, because those are very, very good deterrent. Because if criminals know that you have a security system, they'll be less likely to choose your property to burgle or to rob.
Understood. Great words of advice.
Sabrina, can I just say, we have had all too many cases, and I admit generally it's the tourists who come here and they lower their guard. They think this is a beautiful, safe island. They leave doors and windows open.
Yes.
We really have to stress, please, put locks on your doors and windows and use them. Certainly slide-in patio doors. They are reasonably easy to force sometimes, but a simple piece of wood, length of wood in the opener, stopping the door from sliding is so effective. It's just simple tips like that. They say they're all on our website, they're all on our things. But now people are working from home and they're going to be at home. We had one last week where someone unfortunately left the front door open, and somebody come in and took a handbag. It's all too easy. And obviously there's less forensic opportunities with simple crimes like that. It makes life difficult.
What is a key takeaway from this is always be on your guard, and although your heightened sense of awareness is also, it should always be at its highest. Who we are known as the Cayman Islands is a place of relaxation and calm, but then there are others out there with a hidden agenda. So right now, definitely, we will encourage and must encourage to just be aware at all times.
Absolutely.
And always consider yourself being trying to avoid being a victim.
Ideally, be very aware of your neighbours. Look after each other.
Yes.
That's probably the biggest thing we can do. If you see something untoward in your neighbourhood, they might not be coming to affect you, but they might be coming to affect your neighbour.
Exactly.
Bring it in. That's what our community police are there to do, is to get that general feedback.
And on the note of our community police officers, neighborhood watches have also been very, very effective, as you well know, Sabrina, at preventing crime in communities. And so please go on our website again to our community beat page and get to know your beat officer. Ask them about how to start neighborhood watches, because they're very, very effective. Not only do they build bonds in your community, but they also keep them safe.
Okay. We'll be right back with more of Radio Cayman's Business Buzz after these messages.
For 46 years, our Cayman Insurance Center family has worked to protect your family and your most valuable assets. And we are happy to announce that our offices are now reopened to better serve you. For your added convenience, you can also make payments online or make inquiries by phone or email. Whether you need to get a quote, renew a policy, or file a claim, Cayman Insurance Center is here to protect you and your family. As your family's health is everything, do all that you can to protect it. For your family's safety, social distancing practices are in effect at our offices, and masks should be worn. From our Cayman Insurance Center family to yours, stay safe, stay Cayman strong. For more information, call 949-4657.
Oh gosh.
Don't let the stress of taking care of loved ones get you down.
Home care, now made easier with Cayman Medical Supplies. 100% Caymanian owned. Cayman Medical Supplies now stocks a wide range of home care supplies. Hospital beds, all types of wheelchairs, including beach access wheelchairs, lifts, commodes, shower chairs, walkers, Curad brand orthopedic supplies, free blood glucose monitors with the purchase of 1 pack of test strips, blue underpads, and a whole lot more.
Need home care convenience? Drop by Cayman Medical Supplies at 93 Smith Road, Windward Center, or call 949-6211. Free delivery.
We know there has been a lot of changes, and Cayman Medical Supplies is here for the community. From gloves and sanitizers to mandatory supplies, including masks. Hours are now Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. till noon. Free delivery island-wide.
BIP messaging app made simple. Keep the good times going, even when you're social distancing. Download BIP and be together. Message, call, or video chat with friends, family, co-workers, anyone. Touch base with 1, 2, or 10 people at the same time. Shh. Send secret messages. Translate multiple languages. And you get free app messaging available only on the Digicel network. It's your call. So make the most of it. With BIP, stay connected. Start living. Get bipping. Download BIP today.
Business Buzz with your host, Sabrina Turner. Business Buzz with your host, Sabrina Turner.
Welcome back to Radio Cayman's Business Buzz and keeping the spotlight on the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service as we welcome in studio with us to talk about crime prevention tips for business and how to keep in touch with the RCIPS Detective Superintendent Peter Lansdowne, who's in charge of criminal investigations, and Miss PC Jody Ann Powery, Police Media Officer with the RCIPS. Just continuing on with our conversation, what advice would you extend to those persons how to best really to protect themselves? I know we started this just before the break just now, but to protect themselves and to recover stolen goods if it's an unfortunate case where they have been burglarized. What is the process like? Keeping the lines of communication, because sometimes they may be felt as though, okay, they came, they went, I'm hurt.
Keeping the topic or reverting topic back to businesses, I think one of the most important thing is to make sure that you have a proper inventory of your property, and this could apply to homes as well, but as we are on the business buzz, just make sure that you have a proper inventory, and by proper inventory it means that all valuable items, including electronics, that you have the serial number, and if possible, receipt of purchase stored away. You can scan them and email them to yourself, and they're there forever, and you don't have to remember about them. But it helps with identification of your property in the event that you have become victims of crime, and it also assists the detectives in the investigation when it comes to recovering your property and identifying it as yours. So it helps everyone if you have a proper inventory. Take pictures and email them to yourself, store them on the cloud so that they're accessible to you from any device in the event that your device was stolen.
And exactly that, photographs are really important, and individual markings. So if it's a generic item, if it's got some individual mark that if we find it, you can guarantee, you can say, yes, that is there because that is mine. When it comes to, business and premises, really, can I stress, a lot of our crimes are solved through our forensics team. Our CSIs, our scenes of crimes officers are superb. But the premises need to be clean-ish, and certainly business premises, we would encourage the doors to be cleaned, the working counters to be cleaned down on a regular basis. So if anyone does come in and commit a crime, if they've touched it, then it's only their fingerprints that are going to be there. But then obviously as soon as a crime happens, nobody should be touching any of these items again. Try and protect them, try and secure them until we get there. I appreciate sometimes that might be a bit of a delay, but if you can just put it out of bounds, put a box over it, leave it, it will give us the best opportunity of getting forensic evidence afterwards.
Absolutely.
Well, now in these times with frequent hand washing techniques and wiping down of surfaces, I would say that should be quite easy to obtain now, fingerprints.
Absolutely. And going back to safes as well.
Yes.
Limit the access to your safes in your home and businesses to a very few people, and have discussions with your staff about what to do in the event that something happens so that you have a plan. Silent alarms and panic alarms are very good as well, because they will alert us while you can discreetly alert us in the progress of a crime, so that we have a more effective way of catching the criminals, hopefully.
And if I stress that plan should be to tell your staff not to confront offenders.
Yes.
Please, safety is more important than property.
Absolutely.
Don't unnecessarily. Some level sometimes is going to deter people going to run away if you say no, but don't put yourself at risk, and have a safety plan. Back off if there's a safe room where you can go, you can lock yourself away. Have that plan there. When it comes to recovery of goods, I think Jodie's already said prevention's ideal if we can mark and secure and everything else, but afterwards, feel free by all means. Look on EK-Trade. Look at second-hand dealers. Go round. Look for your own property. We haven't got a problem with that at all. We certainly circulate to them. We go and do our inquiries, but we don't know the items.
Understood.
And we can give descriptions. Surprisingly, sometimes they vary. When we eventually recover the goods, they don't look like the description we've been given. But as owners, go and have a look for yourself and see if you find anything, and then tell us, and we'll try and follow it up from there.
Okay, let's just dabble a little bit into the victim contact card and its
Absolutely.
objectives, please.
Mid last year, we've developed a victim contact policy. And with that victim contact or victim care policy, we've also implemented a victim contact center within the Georgetown Police Station. That victim contact center operates weekdays, Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. And what you do, you call them to, their number is 649-2969. And you give them the RMS number for your report if you have it. But if not, just the name of the person that was involved, the date of the incident, the type of incident, whatever information that you have, and as much information as possible would be useful. And they'll provide you with updates for any incidents that you've been involved in. And the reason for that is because we understood as a service that detectives are usually kept really busy. And so not all the time they don't always have time to update on a regular basis. They'll probably update a victim when there is something to be said.
Okay.
So if there's a development in the case, if there was an arrest, if a statement was collected, if a property was recovered. But outside of that, a victim may be waiting for a while before they hear back from the detective, and you may want to, just for reassuring yourself, know that the investigation is being carried out. So you can contact the victim care center, and they'll provide you with any update that you need.
And all those contact details, the RMS reference number, are on the victim contact card.
Okay.
So all the officers have blank cards, and when they report the crime, they should be able to fill in most of the details, give it to the individual, and that should be their point of contact for the future.
Absolutely. You can also email the Victim Contact Center at victimcare@rcips.ky and provide that information as well. And they're usually pretty good at getting back to you in a timely manner. Within 2 to 3 business days would be the most. And if you haven't, just call back again, just in case that your email slipped through the cracks.
Now, have you received any feedback on this new initiative?
Well, prior to COVID, it was only in for about 6 to 8 months. So it's relatively new, and we're still in the process of letting people know that it's out there. But if you do have feedback for us, please let us know, because again, it is a relatively new service that we're providing, because we saw that there is a need there, and we are open to making sure that it's effective for the community.
Okay, we're going to take our final break for the morning and for this show, and when we come back, I will ask for you to share with us, summarize key points that you would like to leave, and anything additional information you would like to leave with our listening and viewing audience this morning. So we'll be right back after these messages.
Oh gosh.
Don't let the stress of taking care of loved ones get you down.
Home care, now made easier with Cayman Medical Supplies. 100% Caymanian owned. Cayman Medical Supplies now stocks a wide range of home care supplies. Hospital beds, all types of wheelchairs, including beach access wheelchairs, lifts, commodes, shower chairs, walkers, Curad brand orthopedic supplies. Free blood glucose monitors with the purchase of 1 pack of test strips, blue underpads, and a whole lot more.
Need home care convenience? Drop by Cayman Medical Supplies at 93 Smith Road, Windward Center, or call 949-6211. Free delivery.
We know there has been a lot of changes, and Cayman Medical Supplies is here for the community. From gloves and sanitizers to mandatory supplies, including masks. Hours are now Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. till noon. Free delivery island-wide. This is an important announcement from Customs and Border Control. Due to a record number of imported goods and the potential for inclement weather due to hurricane season, customers are required to collect their packages as soon as possible. If you are using an agent to clear your goods, please ensure that you have completed the appointment of agent form and send it to your agent 48 hours prior to your goods arriving. For persons self-clearing goods, it will be necessary for you to log in to CBC's online portal by visiting www.cbc.gov.ky and register at least 48 hours before your shipment arrives.
We give you honor and praise, adoration and glory.
Radio Cayman.
Praise time.
Praise him, praise him. Come and let's praise the Lord. Come and let's praise the Lord. Praise him in the morning and in the evening. Oh, let's praise the Lord.
Praise time in the morning.
Praise him, praise him.
Weekdays 6 to 6:30 a.m.
Radio Cayman, waking you up.
Rock my soul in the blues of my favorite. Rock my soul in the blues of my favorite.
Praise time.
I know he cares. He'll always be there. Oh, yeah. Praise him, praise him, praise him.
Praise time.
Set your clock for 6 a.m. or you will miss it.
Business Buzz with your host, Sabrina Turner. Business Buzz with your host, Sabrina Turner.
Good morning and welcome back to the Business Buzz, pretty much home stretch here, but keeping the spotlight and the focus still on RCIPS. I'll invite both of you, whoever wants to go first. I think Jody, yeah?
Yeah, sure.
To summarize the key points and what you'd like to leave with our listening audience this morning, please.
Well, I just want to remind everybody that safety is paramount, and your safety is our major concern. And so for that reason, we have put out information in various ways for you to have access to that information so that you can take the proper precautions to ensure that you're safe. We have our website and our mobile app. Please do download our mobile app. It's free. It gives you instant notifications when incidents are occurring. And that's a good way for you to keep up to date with your community as well, to see what's happening in your area. And also it gives you traffic notifications. So if there's a road closure or a roadblock or a collision that took place somewhere and the road is closed, you'll have access to that information right away with instant notifications on your cell phones. But the app is also a mini version of our website, and you have those crime prevention tips on your cell phone as well for you to use. You'll be able to communicate with your beat officers through the mobile app, and you'll also be able to send us tips through the app or through the website. And the tip function is also you can also send pictures and sound bites and videos through the mobile app as well to us, and that information will go directly to our detectives as soon as we receive them. So it'll be very effective. However, our Submit a Tip app is not an emergency line. And so you have to call 911 in the event that you're in immediate threat. Okay, it is not an emergency line, people.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to say we are here to keep Cayman safe. That's our mission, just keep Cayman safe. We will do everything. Trust our SIPs. We will work at our utmost to do that, but we need help from the public. And we just need the good people in Cayman to stand up, be counted, to tell us what's going on and to be witnesses. All too often, people tell us what's going on, but won't follow it up, won't give statements, won't come to court. And almost it's that old saying, it only takes a good person to do nothing for bad people to flourish. It allows the wrongdoers to continue. I would just please encourage the good, decent, the vast majority of people of Cayman, stand up, be counted, do the right thing when you see something going wrong, and we can stop this. There's such a small percentage of the island doing wrong. And unfortunately, a lot of them are recidivists. They do it time and time again, and we keep catching them, putting them away. They come out. We just need to keep on top of it until they learn their lesson, and we need help to do that. So I'd encourage people, stand up, do the right thing, and we will guarantee you we will do the same to help you.
Okay, thank you.
And please do also look at our social media pages. We've been putting videos out now with crime prevention and traffic tips. So look at our Instagram page and our Twitter and Facebook as well for information.
And I'm quite sure during the shelter in place that we were all pretty much adhering to hard lockdowns and days for alphabets for being on the road. We want to publicly, as our team here, thank all of the frontline workers like yourselves. We know that there were communities and who would go out at a certain time in the evening, and they would clap and beat pot covers and just showing their appreciation to all of your work. But that we are grateful, and it must be hard because at the end of the day, in all of your executing your duties, you are human. You have families as well, and we encourage you all to continue. And you do have the support of the entire community, because if it wasn't for the community and the citizens of this country also adhering to the rules that were put in place, we look at other jurisdictions when the shelter in place and hard lockdowns were doing, they were not even obeying it. But when you look at what we, the people of the Cayman Islands, adhere, yes, you will have a few, but again, those are a small number to the wider. I think kudos go out to everyone between these three islands as how we were obeying the rules and instructions given.
Yep, we've done superbly. And the current zero COVID is a good sign.
It's everybody.
How good we've all been.
That's right.
Absolutely. Just before, since you've brought up that topic, before we leave, Sabrina, I want to say a great big thank you once again to CBC Work, our special constable, our police officers, retired police officers, who came out and said, we know that this is a big deal and we want to help and assist in any way that we can. Thank you so much for coming out and doing your part as well.
Great. I want to thank you, our guest. We were speaking with Detective Superintendent Peter Lansdowne, in charge of criminal investigation, and Miss Jody Ann Powery, Police Media Officer of the Cayman Islands, Royal Cayman Islands Police Service. We want to thank them. And again, we can't give you guys enough praises and all of the frontline persons out there in the execution of your duties. It has been a pleasure. The next date that you will be on, RCIPS will be on the Business Buzz, is September 10th as a part of our monthly series, which takes place again every second Thursday of the month. So please join me again on Tuesday for another Business Buzz. Thank you and have a fabulous Thursday.
Business Buzz.
The Business Buzz is brought to you by Cayman Insurance Center, celebrating 46 years in the Cayman Islands, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And also brought to you by Cayman Medical Supplies. Call them at 949-6211.